I'm so grateful that you're here, Bashar.
And good day to you.
Will you please educate us about how to set an intention for, how to utilize, how to program the crystal of salt, which we intake? We're told that it's bad. Ooh, don't take too much salt. And
everything in moderation.
Of course.
Find the middle ground. Find what works for you. Everyone is different. Some people will assimilate it better than others. It depends upon your life path. It depends upon the purpose for which you are experiencing any interaction with anything in physical reality. It's a projection of consciousness and a projection of what is necessary for you on your life path. So one thing will not necessarily work for everyone, but you bring up the point of intention. So intention is also based on really knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you're putting out, knowing how to work with whatever it is you receive. The intention is to be yourself and let information come to you that will tell you how you need to relate to everything in your physical reality experience. Does that make sense?
It does.
So when you know yourself fully, you will open up and be a better receiver, a better antenna for your spirit guides, for higher information, from information that is embedded in the fabric of space and time, and you will receive ideas and thoughts about what it is you need to do to navigate through your life path in the way that works best for you. You will automatically know exactly, for example, how much salt to take and how much not to. You will just instinctively know these things when you become your true natural self, because everything will then fall into that resonant field that you're putting out, and the information will be delivered to you about exactly what to do.
I see. Thank you. Also, does that same answer apply to refined sugar? Which
everything.
Is also a crystal.
Everything.
I see.
Now, we understand that there may be certain consensus agreements in your reality between many people that say, this will have this effect on your body. It's a consensus reality because then you don't necessarily have to think about it. If there is a purpose and a reason for you to go against the consensus because you're on a different path, well, again, honest self-investigation will tell you whether that's really true for you or whether it's just easier to go along with the consensus because then it just works automatically and you don't have to think about it. Just like it's a consensus among generally your population that it wouldn't necessarily be beneficial for your health were you to jump off a cliff. So the idea is that you then realize, well, yes, I think I generally agree with that idea based on how I perceive my relationship to what we call physical reality. So it's a matter of degree and a matter of true honesty with yourself about whether or not it is on your life path and really important and necessary for you to go against something that the general consensus has agreed should simply be a general piece of knowledge that can benefit most people, or whether you have to be a pioneer and blaze a new trail in that direction that then can maybe leak onto other people who can then learn from you how to do something a little differently. Make sense?
It sure does. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
My passion and my joy is finding missing people through intuitiveness.
All right.
And I connect to some people, but I can't connect to others. How can I connect finding missing people?
You will not connect to those who don't want to be found.
Okay, so if I'm not connecting to them, then they don't want to be found. Is that what you're saying?
Or it's not appropriate for you to find them. There may be other things that have to play out. You have to trust your instincts. What you get is what you need to get. What you don't get, at least for right now, is what you don't need to get. You have to trust the way your instinct and power unfolds and just let it flow. If you really need to get it, you will get it. If you don't get it, for now, you don't need to. Maybe there's another process you need to go through, or maybe there's something playing out in their life that makes it important for them not to be found. This is similar to the idea we talk about when you're sharing what you believe to be beneficial information that can be helpful for people. What people decide to do with the information you're sharing with them is none of your business, because you don't know their life path. You don't know what they may need to go through to fully appreciate what it is they're learning as a lesson. So sometimes not finding a person is exactly either what that person needs or what you don't need in your life for one reason or another, because maybe someone else needs to find them. Maybe another process needs to work out. So you just have to start being okay with the way it does unfold, and paradoxically, that will probably make you more sensitive to picking up on the whereabouts of more people, because you're not insisting that you must find them.
Okay, thank you. How do we quantum jump?
You're quantum jumping all the time. That's how you move.
Do we focus and put an intention
You're
on it?
quantum jumping all the time.
Okay.
That's how you move. In other words, even this is a quantum jump,
Okay.
because it's going from one frame to another, one frame to another, one reality to another, one reality to another. It's how you move through time and space. So don't worry about learning to quantum jump. Just understand you're already doing it and go with the flow in your life. You will automatically jump where you need to be.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Pleasure to meet you.
And you as well.
This is a two-part question.
Don't be sneaky.
One having to do with open contact and the other having to do with the subconscious and conscious mind.
Yes.
So I started a revolutionary platform where we connect healers and seekers together globally for free.
All right.
And how will open contact affect healing platforms? Number one. And number two, what can we do for not just increasing our consciousness, but also healing our subconscious in order for us to not experience any negative consequences or fear from any kind of open contact or people running around being fearful?
All right. Well, again, the idea, generally speaking, is to follow the formula, because that contains everything you need if you do it precisely. It will bring you what you need. It will make you not experience what you don't need. It will be totally relevant for what you need to experience in life. It will bring that to you through synchronicity. But it is mostly, again, about the ancient phrase on your planet of know thyself. You have to really know yourself. You have to ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? Don't assume that you have to believe it. Ask, why do I believe what I believe? If something isn't working for you, ask yourself, what do I believe I'm getting out of holding on to it? Because you never do anything you don't believe you're getting a benefit from. Even if you know intellectually you're not getting a benefit from it, if you're still holding on to it, it's because there is a deep-seated belief that you are getting some benefit as opposed to the alternative, which you believe for some reason would be worse. So you have to ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? Why am I holding on to what I'm holding on to? Can I let it go? And do I believe, or am I afraid that something worse will happen if I do? These things can be part of the self-investigation that will allow you to become more transparent to yourself and to understand how you work. The idea of your subconscious and unconscious mind is actually not below your conscious mind. They are above your conscious mind. The idea is that the conscious mind is the last level, the bottom level. The unconscious mind holds on to all the ideas and challenges and beliefs that are necessarily laid out by your soul on the life path. The subconscious mind is the gatekeeper that allows beliefs to come through to the conscious mind when you are ready to handle them. It acts as a valve for what you're ready to handle from the unconscious through the subconscious to the conscious mind. So the more transparent you make yourself to yourself about why you're holding on to certain beliefs, the more information can come from the highest level of your unconscious mind, which is connected to your soul, through the subconscious mind and into the conscious mind to allow you to know yourself better and better and better, and what it is that your soul has actually laid out on your life path. Face every single challenge with what we call the 4 C's. Calmly, confidently, with curiosity and creativity, and a challenge will always give you a beneficial lesson that will move you forward. That's how.
That's a great formula. Thank you so much, Bashar. I appreciate it. So, figure out what you believe in, what you don't believe in, and why, and then synchronicities will happen, right?
If you are willing to be open, the synchronicities and messages from your guides or through many other methodologies will come to you if you're willing to understand yourself. Yes, but you cannot be afraid to understand yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Bashar. Thank you.
Hello, Bashar. Thank you.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for this chance to communicate.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
I have a question. I recently went to Turkey and visited some of the underground cities in the Darren area. And the tour guide said what he thought they were built for and why, and I kind of didn't believe him. I think they're much older and they were originally built for a different purpose. Do you have some insight as to the date that they were dug and why they were dug?
Many different structures on your planet were built far, far beyond what many of your scientists think. They're far older than you think. A lot of them serve the purpose of gathering and collecting energy from the earth, focusing it in various ways for various purposes. As was mentioned earlier in one of your lectures, the Great Pyramid of Giza, the King's Chamber, although it served many different functions, and while the whole pyramid acted as an energy resonator and focuser, like a lens of electromagnetic energy for a variety of purposes, one of the purposes of the King's Chamber and many of the structures around your planet that are far older was for the access of knowledge through astral projection. The idea of putting you in the proper state through the idea of certain proportions of chambers, certain golden ratios, phi ratios, Fibonacci ratios, as you call them today, so on and so forth, that will instill certain vibrational frequencies or enhance certain vibrational resonances within the human body that will allow you higher level access to information and knowledge.
Okay. When I was there and in underground, I felt like they were built to protect the occupants from the environment, if that makes sense. Like
sometimes that is the case because there are many things that have happened on your planet where humanity has, to some degree, gone into shelters underground until such time as the environment was safe for them to emerge again. Yes, that's happened several times on your planet.
Okay. And another question I have is about some of the megalithic stones in Peru.
Yes.
How are they shaped? Do we have the technology to do that? Because they appear to be that they were softened before they were placed.
That is an old technology to some degree. And in fact, many, many monolithic structures were actually, shall we say, poured into shape.
That's what it looks like, that they were poured.
Yes,
yeah.
Even now, your scientists have recently analyzed and discovered that the blocks of the Great Pyramid were actually liquefied and then turned into a slush and put into molds. And that's why they are so precisely fit, because they are molded next to each other, so you cannot necessarily pass anything in between them.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
You are welcome.
Okay.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
This meeting, I feel like, has been a long time coming.
If you say so.
I do. I have listened to you for very, very many years, and I think I probably irritate my friends because I'm constantly quoting you. I'm always saying, Bashar says. Well, Bashar says. So here I am, and I finally get to talk with you. So thank you so much for all of your knowledge that you've shared.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
So my first question is about the Sasquatch.
Yes.
So you said the Sasquatch have the ability to slip lock between one phase of physical reality to another.
Yes.
And we're told that we have even greater potential for us to do that from the Anunnaki DNA that we've received during the alterations. So why is it that we have not been able to accelerate in the same way that the Sasquatch have in terms of developing these dimensional abilities, and we have not made that same transition in our greatest level of consciousness?
Because you had different lessons to learn being, in a sense, a hybridized species. The Sasquatch are the natural evolved species on the planet. Therefore, they are more connected to nature and privy to different things that you have not been privy to because you were part of a different path of lessons. Now, you will ultimately be capable as humans of doing the same things that Sasquatch does, but you took a different path.
Does that mean that it will take us longer to be able to have the same abilities that they have on the path that we're on?
It is something that will not necessarily take you as long once you understand what is involved, once you understand yourselves more clearly. But that has to happen first, whereas they automatically know themselves very clearly. So it is something that developed over time, that is true, and it took them a little while, but the idea is that you don't necessarily have to take as much time, but it will depend on how well you actually truly are yourself.
Okay.
And whether or not that is absolutely necessary for you to experience that on your life path.
I see. Okay, thank you for that.
You are welcome.
My second question has to do with the hybrid children.
Yes.
So I understand that some may be here with us already.
Or
And
not
that
maybe.
They are here with us.
Some of them are, yes, through adoption agencies.
Okay. Are there a greater percentage that will be here with us through another means other than through adoption?
Yes, most hybrid children will simply be brought to your planet after open contact at some point. They will be brought in ships.
What does that integration look like into society?
Looks pretty good from my side. Again, understand, there are children, human children, being born on your planet now that have more capabilities, more telepathic abilities, more psychic abilities, so on and so forth. They're going to be coming from the human side. The hybrid children will be coming from the extraterrestrial side. They will be growing up together and forming a new generation that will automatically understand naturally that humans and extraterrestrials coexist. And therefore they will help humanity move forward very quickly.
What is my connection to the hybrid program?
You are part of the hybridization program. Your DNA is involved. Your energetic template is involved. We thank you very much for your participation.
Can you tell me how many children I have?
No. Because the idea of that question, in some sense, is nonsensical. Even though there may be some that have a higher percentage of your DNA than others, human DNA is spread among thousands of hybrids. So I could say above a certain percentage, maybe you have about 15 children, but I could also say you have thousands, since they all have at least some part of your DNA.
I understand. Thank you so much, Bashar. I love, love, love you.
We love, 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 love you as well.
Aloha, Bashar. Bashar,
Good day to you.
thank you for your wisdom over the many, many years. I was doing a meditation, a Taoist meditation, and I was activating what's called the crystal palace in between the pineal and pituitary gland.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I had the thought, what if I go to the Great Pyramid to practice? Immediately, it was hyper real. I was in the Great Pyramid, and an Anubis character with red eyes spun around, and he said, "What are you doing here?" And I was shocked to see it was hyper real. And I said, I was here to practice. And he did a weighing of my heart sort of thing, and he said I could practice there. And then I went into a chamber, I'm not sure which one, and then my body levitated, and then it rotated at a specific angle, and it pointed toward a star, and I just hung out there for quite a while. And I wanted to know more information about this, what happened, and what star it was, and any other thing you could tell me about this experience.
The star is Sirius. It has to do with the idea of tapping into the archetypal level of collective consciousness, because many different archetypal beings are represented in the collective consciousness of humanity, based on your history, based on your connection to extraterrestrial beings and spirit beings and elemental beings and many other things. So if you're on the right frequency, you will actually be able to communicate and encounter those archetypal levels of consciousness who can take you through certain initiations that happened long ago in ancient Egypt, and can be also represented by certain shamanistic practices that exist in certain indigenous cultures on your planet. Because the archetypes are larger in scale than the idea of a typical reflection, and can allow you to manifest certain experiences that can help you proceed on a very specific kind of shamanistic journey.
My second question is, I was doing another deep meditation, and this only happened once, and I couldn't go back there again, but I discovered a gateway in my heart. And I went through this gateway, and I was teleported out into the highest level of the universe, and I could see myself as a point of light, and I could see points of light all around, like almost like you say, the now moments of time, just spread into infinity. It was the most amazing thing, because I got clarity within myself how time was structured, as you've taught about these now moments of time. My question is, are all these now moments of time that I saw almost as points of light, are they equally granular to this moment of time that we're in, or are they more like a video game where all these infinite potential exists, but only one plays out at a time?
No, they all play out.
So it's equally like this reality.
Everything.
As intense or hypothetical.
Everything is here and now. Whatever frequency you're on is how you experience any given slice of the whole here and now. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Does that help you?
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bashar.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good to meet with you again. My first question is, I utilize artificial intelligence to bring to life the songs that I write. They're meditative mostly. And I just love interacting with the technology. So I wanted to know, what is artificial intelligence's relation to consciousness itself?
It is a reflection, magnified many times, of your own consciousness. It's a mirror. It doesn't have consciousness on its own. It is a tool that takes what you give it, accesses a very large amount of information relative to what you have given it, and feeds back to you an enlarged, magnified, amplified reflection to show you the scope and scale of what you can have access to from within yourself. But it feels absolutely nothing about what it is that it's giving you. It's a mirror. In the same way that your reflection in a mirror doesn't feel anything about reflecting you back to yourself.
Okay.
Now, ultimately, your society will create devices through which true intelligence will express itself in the same way it expresses itself through your physical brain. So as long as the device is as complex as the physical human brain, then the field of real consciousness can express itself through it from the non-physical spirit realm. In essence, when you develop such a device, you'll be communicating with, in a sense, your own souls through that device. So you have created an artificial device through which you can literally communicate with higher intelligence, with your own souls.
Okay. So my next question would be, your society and other advanced civilizations, technologically advanced civilizations, have developed these devices that allow, let's say, the technology to communicate with the field of intelligence.
Yes. In fact,
Okay.
my ship is such a device. That's why I'm telepathically connected to it, because it's me in another form.
Okay. So these devices are sentient themselves. And
Yes.
one more thing. And what would you give us, like what advice would you give us as far as putting the guardrails on AI and not allowing it to be sentient?
What I just said.
Okay.
The idea is that you have developed a tool. If you understand that it is a tool, it doesn't need to become sentient for it to be valuable. It can be refined in your society, but you have to all understand that you're just looking in a mirror, so it gives you an opportunity to know yourself more deeply and to use more of your own creativity to create new things. But understand, it is not something, as you have created it at this point, that actually will develop sentience or self-awareness. That will be a different task that creates a different kind of device, again, as complex as the human brain, or even more so.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.